Welcome to Total Conflict Resistance. Now, this is a very, very fun game. This is basically Bannerlord and like Mountain Blade Bannerlord and your Total Wars, your FPS sort of shooters all combined into one. It's a lot of fun. It's got some really cool elements to it. And I don't know if you've ever played Freeman Guerrilla Warfare. It's very similar to that game, but I feel like this just does a little bit more and does it a little bit better as well. So the biggest problem I have with it, it's fucking difficult. It's a really, really hard game. So you've got, these are all your factions that you can play. They've all got different alliances, and their weapon and vehicle tiers that you can go into, they are very different. So if you go to the more socialist communism countries, you go more into your AK-47s, your Kar-98, your Mosers, that sort of. So I'm not a big on weapons or whatever, but then you go on to the more democracy countries, they deal with, you know, M4s, your Abrams, that sort of what say the Americans would have, for example. I don't fucking know. It's just what that's all I can pitch it to. Now, I've played as, my biggest campaign that I've had was Reykjavik, because a resource that is really important for producing weapons and ammo is iron. Iron's super important, and I'm sure there's another faction that you can get iron, you can mine it from, but Reykjavik's the only one that I know that you start off with iron. Akutan has their own little island. West Anju and East Anju, I think they're more gold and copper. And Arvik, I think, is steel gold or copper maybe. But yeah, I liked playing as Reykjavik purely because of that iron aspect. It enabled me to be able to produce my army more efficiently rather than having to purchase weapons and going straight into it. But I think I'm going to try a democratic country. I really wanted to do Tundri, the monarchism, because for me it resembles the British Empire. Now what we're going to do is, normally I've been playing everything on low troop level, number at the start, and the amount of resources I play it high, because otherwise it's really tough. So resource management on medium, food consumption in each city, consuming food from a shared pool, realistic, the production of goods possible only if necessary resources are available in that city, and expert, construction of buildings only if all the necessary resources are available in the city. So basically it's very intensive on needing to work on each city, making sure they've got all their stuff. I kind of don't like the resource management of it. I think it is just better having it on easy, purely because having to transfer all of your resources into each city is kind of a pain in the ass. And I do like that you can remove it for resource management. But other than that, I'm going to leave everything the same in terms of battle difficulty, because that's pretty much where everything comes into as a problem. We'll do number of rebels medium. If you do it on very high, you're just constantly bombarded with rebels, and it makes it really frustrating because you just want to focus on either economy and pushing in for a more militaristic campaign, but you're constantly just fighting off rebels, and it just gets a little bit monotonous. So I'm going to keep them on medium. Amount of resources, we're going to keep it very high. Troop level at the start is going to be low, and number of troops at the start we'll go medium as well, and everything else can stay the same, and the campaign you from there. Okay, so let's go. And now I'm going to try and read. I'm not very good at reading, as you can tell already. Cambridia, an island state with a rich history and a multinational population, has been united and free for many centuries. Having survived the barbarian raids from the north and the horde raids from the continent, having survived the world wars of the past, our unity fell in the civil war 20 years ago. As a result of the peace achieved, Cambridia was fragmented into an autonomous republic along national and cultural lines. The war hardened the nations that once lived in good neighborliness with each other, and now, after 2 decades of shaky peace and old grievances and hatred have not gone away, the threat of war again loomed over Cambridia. Fuck, a lot of reading. Alright, you want to read it? Pause it. Alright, so this is where we are. We're on a coastline. We're right on the very west of the map. by the looks of things. Yep, right in the very west. And we got 4 cities, no allies at all either. So diplomacy, I wouldn't have thought is as pertinent in the game, but it actually is pretty important. So you've got your world trading map. We already start off by trading some of our items. This becomes really important. So we actually want to try and get as many trade agreements as we can, purely because if we can't purchase stuff later in the game, we start to struggle. So, okay, and there we go. And we actually start with an iron ore place. So let's get production. So iron ore. So this is huge, actually, to start off with iron. That's really, really important for us. So early game in terms of production, you need to be going for what weapons your guys currently have and what your sort of garrison needs. So we've got a couple of UMPs. I think Car 98s are probably going to be our most common weapon until we actually get to the UMP, which is going to take quite a while. So this is our trees of manufacturing adaptation. So you go through your different ammo types, their uniforms, the different types of armor. You need police to be able to have security and control within your cities. And then your militia, regular, and your spec ops are just obviously better units in terms of armor. I don't know about skill, and they all cost different types of resources and for different weapons and vehicles. So the vehicles, each year it goes up, you get different vehicles. So as you get to the end, so Abrams, K2, M109, blah, blah, blah. Now, vehicles are really, really expensive in terms of resource intensive, and they take quite a while to make. So it's actually probably worth it for the early game to be purchasing vehicles rather than making them. So I think for now, what I'm going to do is we're going to go straight into... It's going to be really important that we get to a UMP pretty early on to make sure we've got equipped it with enough resources. So because we're going to go for the UMP build to begin with, we're actually going to go in production and we're going to get some 45 ACP because they're 45 ACP rounds, and because our vehicles actually take 12.7 by 99 in most of our vehicles early on. So 12.7. What have they got here? They've got, so all 12.7 and 12.7. So the vehicles are actually really OP in this game. Really, really important that you get them. And the RPGs as well are a bit of a hit and miss. It's still in early access, but it's a bit of a hit and miss. Now, what we're going to want to do, let's go in construction. What have we got? So we've got 3 military factories. The more of these, obviously, the more weapons and ammo you can produce. Iron, how much have we got in resource? We've got 360 iron bars, and iron ore is just going to be created. So we probably don't need to go for a steel plant yet, because we've got a heap of that. Food becomes a huge problem in this game. So that's going to take the same amount of time to build a bakery. So every wheat field you have, you get 5 of the resource. I think it's per, I don't know if it's per day or per hour or however it works, but it's the same as, cancel that. So it's the same as your bakery. So 5 wheat, you can get 5 bread, and it takes from that way, not fucking dickhead. So let's cancel construction and let's go for a bakery. And then from here we'll get fish as well. Same sort of deal. Food becomes really, really important later in the game. Now, in terms of our battalions, I'll let you guys name the battalions. But for now, let's call them Tip Tops, the 1. Alright. Now, we've got a supply in Verma of 82 reserves. So if we go 4, 5, 6, and we'll add the garrison to 2 more. Now, it all depends on how many weapons we have. We've only got 10 weapons here, so we're only going to get 10 soldiers. But that'll increase. So now in terms of diplomacy, first things first, let's see if we can ally ourselves with the guys around us. Okay, never mind. We are allied with them. We need to try and ally with Hapola. Because if we go to war, the people that are going to attack us, if we're allied with Hapola, there's a big gap that they've got to travel across, and they've got to traverse against their land. So, what's their flag? They've got that. So they're Helestebro. So our relations are not the worst. Let's try and improve relations. We'll send a bribe to 60% for 250 bucks. So let's go with that. Now there's a lot of waiting in this game, so I'm just going to cut different parts. But if there's anything that you want to see specific, if you don't like the whatever it is you want to add, just drop a comment, let me know, and I'll more than happy to change it. The garrisons, I do want to try and be a bit aggressive, but I also want to get the weapon production up first, because if you don't have a weapon production, and you can't supply your troops with ammo, with food, or with weapons, you're obviously going to lose the war, and food wins wars at the end of the day. Okay, so we've got the Beretta. Now I haven't really started building Berettas or pistols really, for that matter, because I don't feel like they're that useful, and it kind of feels like they're a waste of resources even try and start building them. In Amara, we're making... Amara's a huge population here, so let's actually try and build them up pretty strong. In Amara, I want to hold a pretty hefty garrison there. Okay, so we got diplomatic improved relations. So now that they like us a lot, we do want a trade agreement, but I also want to try and get an alliance. Alliance is not going to happen for now, but let's get this trade agreement, for reason being while we're here. Let's see what... Yeah, so obviously the computer goes, well, the AI runs through and sees fairly consistently what we do as well. So you can't really advance faster than them, but they just go into different tech trees. And then people start to sell better stuff. So I think buying 100 Car 98s for 8k is probably worth it. And I think they take 792x57. But let's buy those. And they go to... What is my capital? Is it Amara? Yeah, okay. Okay, Amara already had a shit ton of Car 98s. And they take, yeah, by 557. So we got plenty of that. So once we get this battalion here pretty strong, we'll then move it on to Tip Top's the one over in Verma, and these guys can sort of hang back, because if they cut across, it's probably not worth it. But once these guys get loaded up, I will move across to the rebels, and we'll take them out. Okay, so the bakery is now complete. So I'm going to go for one more food, and then I'm probably going to build another military factory, and then I'll start. Then the next one will be a steel plant, so we can start producing more of that iron. And then we can slowly work on from there, because the UMP should be almost done. So we're up to... Glock's going to be finished soon. Oh, so yeah, the Glock 22 is going to be finished literally in 10 seconds, and then the Benelli, and then the UMP. So we should be ready for those. And we're actually going to be ready now. Give it a couple more seconds. Okay, we've got a trade agreement with these guys. Perfect. Do they want to be an alliance yet? Not just yet. So let's move on to the next group. We want to have a lot of democratic countries be allied with, because they're going to be the ones that will have similar weaponry to us, which means they're going to produce the similar types of ammo and probably sell the stuff that we want. Okay. And I think this faction here runs very similar in terms of weaponry that the British have now. I think I could be completely wrong there. Yeah, I could be wrong. I think it's just most democratic or type countries, except this is a monarch, so the points are relevant. Oh, and then we've also got politics. So the politics just helps you with, they do some benefits. So adds 35 experience to all battalions. What does this one here do? Increase the number of reservists in each city. So that one's actually really good by 5%. The only negative that it does is it's a minus 25 stability. So you kind of want to get your stability up pretty high. So then you can start doing negative stability to get better benefits, obviously. So can these guys hurry up and... Oh, okay, so we're out of... Alright, let's take out these rebels now. Alright, so we've got 197 soldiers with 2 vehicles. They've got 5 vehicles with 70 people. Okay, and this guy looks pretty scary. Hopefully the vehicles that they've got are mainly troop carriers. But let's find out. Okay, here we are. So, what do we got on the field at the moment? We've got our militia squads. And we've got 1 APC and a troop carrier. Alright. This is actually really good for us. Where are they coming from? They're over here. So, yeah, they got 2 armored vehicles with 2 troop carriers, and I'd assume they probably got 1 more armored vehicle. So let's get these guys up. Now, what I want to do is I want to get inside of these buildings. That's the first thing I want to do, because when you're fighting rebels, the last thing you want to do is take casualties from them, because at any minute the AI is pretty aggressive on the campaign map. They'll just end up attacking you out of nowhere. So we kind of want to set up a position here pretty early on. Okay, they're going to be jumping out there and coming from straight from the back. Okay, so
you got it, sir.
What we don't want to do is we don't want to get into a fight with these one-on-one with our armored car. Okay, let's get these guys out.
Yes, sir.
These guys in the building.
Sir, yes, sir.
So we've got a couple of RPGs.
Yes, Sergeant. I got you. Start moving. Yes, Sergeant. Roger that. Sir, yes, sir. Affirmative.
Okay, let's go into the first person view. He's pretty strong. He's going to focus on our troops. Let's pull him back. Come on, you bitch. He is strong. I need to be careful of the other one, because if I end up getting into a fight with both of them, I've lost. Whoa! Oh shit, he's a lot stronger. Alright. This car is gonna die.
Opening fire. Enemy engaged. Target in range. Fire.
Alright, let's get this over here.
Open fire.
So they're all just sort of charging up from the top there. Should be able to just pick these guys off. sounded like it destroyed the armored car. Yeah, they got it. Nice. And there's another one, so we want to avoid that. We're not going to be able to get into a fight with that. Perfect. Let's try and pop shots at these guys. Oh! Getting hit here. Alright, this guy's gonna... Hang on. Let's kill these motherfuckers first. Guy looked like he pulled out a rocket launcher. And if you overwhelm the enemy forces, usually I find it's between 10 and 20 troops that they've got left. They start to surrender. Alright, let's jump into one of our soldiers in the buildings. Okay. Okay, there we go. So we won. We lost 17, injured 2. That's actually not a good ratio when versing rebels. That's actually really poor. We got an AKM, which is good. UMP, we got 7. Kar98s, blah, 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 blah. So all in all, we got 2 vehicles. We blew up all their armored cars, which isn't ideal. But the problem is, they were just... If they take out too many troops, you kind of have to get... Okay, I died right at the end there. Alright, so we removed the rebels. We lost an entire squad, which is a shame. But yeah, so that's essentially how the battles work. Now, like I said, a lot of this is waiting around because as the years go on is when you can unlock new technologies, and that's when you can start to get better stuff. Getting to this end here, you're probably, I don't know, maybe 5-6 hours in. Okay. Alarm bells are going off. Maybe my ally went to war with someone. Not sure. Let's have a look what's on the trade market. Let's see here. Okay, so there's 55 AKMSs. Not worth it yet because we're actually don't get those in our build. We're just probably going to go straight for the FAMAS and maybe the P90 and then skip the FN and then probably go straight for the M4. I think that's how I'm going to work it, and then eventually just have M4s, M16s, and then pepper in a couple of snipers and stuff every now and then. But yeah, I don't really know. I haven't really gone far on these. So anyway, we'll see where it takes us. Look, I'll leave this episode here. This is just a test start. See if you guys enjoy it. If anyone likes it, if you're watching it, let me know if you want to see more of this. It is a fun game, just really tricky. If you want to see more, drop a like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more of it, and yeah, leaving a like and a comment really just lets me know that you that people are interested in this. If you're not, happy to jump on something else. So thank you very much.